Hi dears, welcome you all to the learning platform of Muhassin's Nursing Lecture. Plasma membrane is an organized arrangement of proteins and molecules that encloses and separates the cell from its surroundings. Membrane define spaces with distinctive characters and function. Cell membrane is also known as plasma membrane, which can be seen in all the cells, which is going to separate the internal organelles of the cell from the external environment. It consists of a phospholipid bilayer which is semi-permeable. Plasma membrane regulates the transport of the materials inside and outside of the cell. So in this video, we will discuss regarding the structure and function of cell membrane. In the previous videos, we have already discussed regarding the different types of cells and one of the important organelle, that is nucleus. If you didn't see my previous video, I have given the link in the description box. You can go there and have a look on that. So we can start the topic.
Let's see what is plasma membrane. The plasma membrane is a phospholipid bilayer that surrounds the entire cell and encompasses the organelles within. In both prokaryotes and eukaryotes, we can see the plasma membrane, which separates molecules inside and outside the cell. Next, we will see the structure of plasma membrane. The structure of plasma membrane is also termed as phospholipid bilayer. The lipid bilayer was originally proposed by Davison and Daniel in 1935. Later, the structure of the biomembranes was described as the fluid mosaic model by Singer and Nicholson in 1912, which is universally accepted. Fluid mosaic model of membrane describes the molecular arrangement of the plasma membrane and other membranes in the living organism. A mosaic is a pattern of many small pieces fitted together. According to this, the membrane is a mosaic of proteins floating like icebergs in the sea of lipids. Next, we will see the components of plasma membrane. First component that we can see majorly, that is called as phospholipids. 75% of membrane composed of phospholipids, which contains phosphorus. It is arranged in two parallel layers forming a phospholipid bilayer. So this model is known as phospholipid bilayer model. Phospholipids are amphipathic in nature. Each molecule consists both polar and non-polar regions. The hydrophilic or water-loving portion of a phospholipid is its head, which contains a negatively charged phosphate group as well as an additional small group which may also or be charged or polar. The head faces outward on either side towards the watery cytosol and extracellular fluid. Since water is a polar molecule, it is readily forms electrostatic interactions with the phospholipid heads. Next, hydrophobic or water-fearing part of a phospholipid consists of its long fatty acid tails. The fatty acid tails can easily interact with other non-polar molecules, but they interact poorly with water. The phospholipid bilayer formed by these interactions makes a good barrier between the interior and exterior of the cell. Next one, that is cholesterol. So cholesterol consists of 20% of plasma membrane lipids, which are located along the phospholipid in animal cells. However, plant cells lack cholesterol in cell membrane. Next component is carbohydrates. Carbohydrates are the third major component of plasma membrane. In general, They are found on the outer side of the cells and are bound either to proteins forming glycoproteins or lipids forming glycolipids. These carbohydrate chains may consist of 20 to 60 monosaccharide units that can be either straight or branched. It is also amphipathic in nature. They only appear in the layer that faces extracellular fluid. Next one, proteins. In proteins we have two types. That's the first one, that is integral protein. Integral proteins are the proteins that integrated into the membrane. Some stick only partway into the membrane, while others stretch from one side of the membrane to the other side and exposed on either side. Proteins that extend all the way across the membrane are called transmembrane proteins. These are extended across the phospholipid bilayer among fatty acids. Most integral proteins are glycoproteins, which are proteins with attached sugar groups. The proteins of an integral membrane protein found inside the membrane are hydrophobic, while those that are exposed to the cytoplasm or extracellular fluid tend to be hydrophilic. Some integral membrane proteins form a channel that allows ions or other small molecules to pass. Another type of protein which can be seen in the plasma membrane is peripheral proteins. These proteins do not extend across the phospholipid bilayer. They are loosely attached to the inner and outer surfaces of the membrane, either to integral proteins or phospholipids. Unlike integral membrane proteins, peripheral membrane proteins do not stick into the hydrophobic core of the membrane and can be easily separated. Next, we will discuss regarding the appendages of plasma membrane. One of them is cilia. Cilia is the motile cellular appendages found in most microorganisms and animals, but not in higher plants and fungus. These are the extensions of plasma membrane containing parallel microtubules 10 micrometer in length. In humans, motile cilia are found on the respiratory epithelium lining, the respiratory tract, where they function in the mucociliary clearance of sweeping mucus and dirt out of the lungs. Each cell in the respiratory epithelium has around 200 motile cilia. In some organisms known as ciliates, cilia are responsible for movement of the organism as a whole. Prokaryotes do not have cilia. Another appendage is flagellum. So these are the extensions of plasma membrane containing parallel microtubules, which is 55 micrometer in length. In human cells, flagellum are responsible for the movement of spermatozoa. In bacterial flagellum, it is a helical filamentous organelle which is responsible for the motility of the bacteria. Next appendage what we can see in the plasma membrane is microvilli. So these are the extensions of plasma membrane containing microfilaments. It helps to increase the surface area of plasma membrane for absorption and secretion and modified to form sensory receptors. The microvilli are found in the organs such as intestine and kidney, and also observed on the surfaces of the eggs. In the small intestine, the microvilli act to increase the surface area for absorption of food, materials or nutrients. Lastly, we will see the major functions of membrane proteins. In that, the first one is transportation. A protein that spans the membrane may provide a hydrophilic channel across the membrane that is selective for a particular solute. Other transport proteins shuttle a substance from one side to the other by changing shape. Some of these proteins hydrolyze ATP as an energy source to actively pump substances across the membrane. Next one, enzymatic activity. A protein built into the membrane may be an enzyme with its active site exposed to substances in the adjacent solution. In some cases, several enzymes in a membrane are organized as a team that carries out sequential steps of a metabolic pathway. Next function, signal transduction. A membrane protein may have a binding site with a specific shape that fits the shape of a chemical messenger, such as hormone. The external messenger or signal may cause a conformational change in the protein or receptor that relays the message to the inside of the cell. Next, cell-to-cell recognition. It occurs when two molecules restricted to the plasma membranes of different cells bind to each other, triggering a response for communication, cooperation, transport, defense, and growth, such as recognition of pathogens. Some glycoproteins serve as an identification tags that are specifically recognized by other cells. These proteins serves as a cell identity badge. Next one, intercellular joining. Membrane proteins of adjacent cells may hook together in various kinds of junctions, such as gap junctions or tight junctions. Transmembrane proteins called claudins join the plasma membranes of two cells to create a barrier that limits diffusion of ions and solutes between the cells and molecules between apical and basolateral domains of the plasma membrane. Next, that is attachment to the cytoskeleton and extracellular matrix. Microfilaments or other elements of cytoskeleton may be bonded to membrane proteins, a function that helps maintain cell shape and stabilizes the location of certain membrane proteins. Proteins that adhere to the extracellular matrix can coordinate extracellular and intracellular changes.
Plasma membrane is the gate of the cell. It prevents the entering of the bacteria and virus inside the cell. If the bacteria enter inside the cell, it will take over it. If the plasma membrane is absent, there wouldn't be even a cell, as most of the organelles of the cell will fall apart. All the organelles of the cell need plasma membrane as it satisfies the need of the cell, such as food and oxygen. Life needs membrane to contain itself so they can mutate and replicate. I hope you all understood the structure and functions of plasma membrane. We will explore more information regarding the other organelles of the cells in the coming videos. Till then, goodbye. Stay safe. Thank you all.